Ask anybody how they've been lately, and what do they always say? Busy. Everybody is always just perpetually busy, including probably you. Has it been a while since you slowed down and let yourself experience some actual peace? Our lives have gotten so busy and so distracted that we've forgotten one of the simplest and purest feelings that we can have. The good news is that we can get back to that peaceful place by considering the concept of just being. Let's try to understand some of that in this video. Welcome back to Better Echo's personal growth ideas to help uplift the world. It's great to have you here. So what does it mean to just be? Smile and breathe. And just be. Let's dive in. Now, I want to start off by saying that there are many ways to just be, but I think the most widely accepted interpretation is that it means existing in a very peaceful state of mind, which is usually achieved through things like meditation, stillness, or alone time, or simplicity. Now, I will go over those common interpretations in this video because those are amazing ways to just be, but I also want to go a little bit deeper than that as well. So we'll examine some very different non-meditation, non-stillness ways to feel what it's like to just be the way I see it anyways. So stick around to find out which one might click best for you, and there's always a chance that you hear something interesting here that might offer you a great new perspective. I hope you'll get something meaningful and actionable out of this video. All right, let's rock and roll. So let's start with the most common one, which, like I said, is basically found in meditation, alone time, stillness, or simplicity. Each one of those things offers you a chance to slip into a quiet moment of just existing, with a little hint of gratitude in there too. It's a snapshot in time when things slow down, life stuff briefly fades away, and you feel a gentle flood of tranquility and appreciation. It's like sunlight passing through clear, still water. It's like the best version of your own soul just wants to love on you, so it steps out of you and turns to face you and gives you the most comfortable and calming soul hug. Imagine that you are the universe, lovingly smiling at itself and recharging itself with peaceful assurances, beams of positivity and thankfulness for the chance to even exist. Those feelings can be found in meditation, alone time, stillness, and simplicity because they happen during a focus shift. Usually your focus moves away from complicated struggles and fears, and it moves towards gratitude and peace. I think that's the key here. The feeling of just being can be jump-started with an inner prompt for gratitude, stacked on top of alone time, meditation, stillness, or simplicity. Any one of those things. Find a peaceful state, bring in some gratitude, and you're most of the way there. So let's expand on the peacefulness part. This is my personal favorite way to experience the concept of just being, which I find most often by being in nature. Imagine this with me. You're on a long hike up a mountain and you see a sign up ahead that says you're about to reach the scenic overlook. As you walk through that last little stretch of wooded area, you see the trail lead to a rock ledge just up ahead. As you near those last few trees on the trail, the view begins to open up and you can see the sky and the rolling earth for 100 miles in almost every direction. You step out of the forest and onto that rock ledge, into the sun, and the sun warms your skin with that pure life energy. You know what I'm talking about, when that sun starts to warm you up and you really you can feel it in your bones. There's that soft, cool breeze at the overlook. It feels incredible mixing with the warm sun on your skin. You hear some leaves rustling on the nearby trees, but other than those leaves, all you can hear is the air itself. Crystal clear and vast and peaceful. You breathe in slowly and deeply to refresh your lungs with that pure, revitalizing mountain air, so crisp and clean. You close your eyes for a moment as you breathe, and your eyelids glow molten orange with the sun trying to shine through them. I love that. You open your eyes and smile, and you drink in that rolling view and just exist in a moment of appreciation for how you feel right then and right there. That's what it feels like to just be. Of course, you can find that in other moments of peace too, but that's an example of where I feel it most. It's similar to that feeling you get when it's raining heavily outside and you hear that comforting, dull pattering of a million raindrops hitting the roof and the windows. You didn't have any plans that day anyways, so you throw a blanket in the dryer, you make yourself some tea, you wrap yourself up in that warm dryer blanket and just read on the couch for a little while you're listening to that pouring rain and that thunder in the distance. Maybe you have a fire going too and the dog is happily asleep on the rug next to you. Or maybe you're a cat person and the cat is half napping, purring at your feet. That is also an amazing feeling of just being. Now, a big part of this part of the feeling has to do with location. That's because location can have a palpable effect on your mind. Some excellent locations for this feeling are maybe hiking up a mountain, standing at the water's edge on a beach or a lake, maybe a vast open meadow or a quiet, beautiful garden, sitting in a boat on a lake, rocking a little bit like this, and so on. You get it. Nature. The feeling is felt in any moment of appreciation or gratitude, unencumbered by the rest of life. It's felt in the moments of quiet peace, often brought on by being in nature. It's when serenity is almost overwhelming and you can experience a rare, calm rejuvenation, when your mind and your heart are placid and present and glowing. Any moment that you find that in is a moment of just being. The next way you can feel what it's like to just be is feeling energized in a moment of doing something that you love. Some people may refer to this as flow state, but I think you'll see why it's also just being in a moment, because it's more than just that flow state. Think of the thing that you enjoy doing so much that you're completely absorbed in that moment and totally in love with what's going on. You're fully involved and your body and your mind are tingling and you're feeling those floods of appreciation for what you're doing. Passion is coursing through your veins. You're chilling. You're chilling and you're really enjoying where you are. And everything else in life kind of just disappears. What matters is what's going on right in that moment. You're so consumed in what you're doing right then and there that the moment is the only place that your focus can be. If you're feeling that energy and bringing that life back into you because of that energy, in that incredible slice of time, you're experiencing what it's like to just be. The things that trigger this feeling can be different for everyone. It can be when you're playing a musical instrument, either on stage or at home alone. It can be felt hiking through the woods, or helping a friend out, or singing that chorus that gives you the chills, you know the one, or cooking a delicious meal, or eating a delicious meal, or having meaningful sex, or playing an intense sport, or waking up your creativity and making some art, or writing, or skydiving, or swimming, or running, or pausing while you're kayaking to listen to that silence or ride the waves a little bit, or lifting weights, or solving a complex math problem, maybe driving a car down a racetrack, or meditating, or getting lost in an amazing book, or traveling. That's a good one. Maybe you're going somewhere new, or you're taking steps to start a business that you believe in, or making meaningful content, or playing with your child, or playing with your dog. What sparks it can be different for every person, but it's whatever life energy you feel in your flow state which fulfills something amazing in you while you do it. It's not just the flow state, but the fact that the flow state is who you truly are as the best version of yourself. A flow state is usually temporary, but just being is realizing that who you are in the flow state helps you fulfill something eternal about yourself. It's when you're lost in a moment of action or appreciation, not in a moment of thinking. It can be found in any active state of pure, undistracted enjoyment for what you're doing, which helps you be more you. It's when you can lose yourself in something meaningful that helps you find yourself as a whole. It'll feel like you're a perfect organic machine built to perform that exact task. It's you in your truest form. A river is being what it is when it's flowing. The wind is being what it is when it's blowing. The rain is being what it is when it's falling, and the sun is being what it is when it's shining. Doing the thing that makes you who you are is a part of being who you are. Maybe you haven't done that thing that makes you who you are in a while. Whichever moment it is that makes you feel like you're being your happiest, most energized, most authentic self in every way, true to who you really are, and you're fully absorbed in the beauty of that, that's how it feels to just be. Tell me in the comments below, what wholesome or meaningful activity makes you feel most alive? What do you love to do that gets you into that flow state and brings out your utmost level of enjoyment? The next way to experience the concept of just being is to let others just be. Whatever their thing is, as long as it's not directly harmful to another living being, let them just be themselves. Don't judge them, don't hate them, don't try to stop them, don't try to change them. Let them just be. Now, if you were being peaceful and energized in your truest form, not hurting anyone, and someone else felt that you were doing something that didn't align with their personal beliefs, and they judged you and tried to stop you because of what they believe or prefer, you would probably be a little bit taken back by that. It is not their place to tell you how to live your life and make any decisions on what's best for you. Just like it's not our place to tell someone else how to live their life or make any decisions on what's best for them. Someone's a different religion than you? Great. Let them hold their beliefs and you can hold yours. They can still be a good person and so can you, as long as neither of you are hurting anyone. Someone dresses in a style that doesn't click with you? Well, that's what they like, and they're trying to look the way that they want. And you are doing the same thing by wearing what you're wearing. Just let them wear whatever they want to wear. Don't like someone's blue lipstick or pink hair? That doesn't mean that you can judge them. They're living how they want to live, just like you are. The way that you did your hair today that makes you look like yourself, that's the same decision that they made, but with their blue lipstick and their pink hair. Someone likes different music than you do? Great. They connect with it on a deep level, the exact same way that you connect with what you listen to. They're not wrong, and neither are you. That's one that I struggle with, honestly, being a musician. I need to remember that I shouldn't judge someone based on their music taste, and I shouldn't judge the music itself just because I might not care for it. They still love it, and that's all that I need to know about it. My fellow musicians, unfortunately, will know exactly what I'm talking about. Hit that like button if you need to stop judging other people's music taste too. Someone else stands up for a cause that you don't agree with? You don't know their story or why they felt strongly enough to mobilize. Their reasons are completely legit in their lives, and they're just trying to find a way to make the world work a little bit better for themselves or the people they care about. Let them do that. Don't understand someone else's culture? Okay, let them just be. And remember that instead of judging them, you could be learning about them and be being exposed to different ways of life that might actually intrigue you, whether you agree with them or not. Someone has a disability? They're out there conquering life on hard mode, so you better squash your judgment faster than you can blink, and remember that they are a beautiful human just like you that is navigating this life and doing it the best they possibly can. They didn't have a say in any of the cards that they got dealt in this life, just like you didn't have any say in the cards that you got dealt in life. And people need to remember that. Don't stare. Don't comment. Your job is to love, not to judge. Someone seems a little socially awkward to you? You don't know what caused that in their lives. It was probably some pretty serious or prolonged hardship. Don't add to their hardships by judging them or interacting with them weirdly, but instead add to their confidence, uplift them by showing them a safe world when you interact with them. So that was a lot of examples. I know I'm an examples guy, but again, as long as someone is not directly harmful to another living being, and I say living being because I'm including animals and humans in there, we should just let them be and appreciate who they are. They are a beautiful human life and deserve to be treated as such, no matter how they differ from you. And realize that because they're different, you could probably learn something from them that you don't already know. And isn't that the whole game? To gather knowledge and wisdom? You can grow through your differences, but only if you don't restrict yourself by closing your mind because you don't align with them perfectly. Let them just be, and you can just be, and everybody can live in harmony with everybody else's existence. The next way to experience the concept of just being is one that we can learn from nature. Not necessarily by being in nature this time, but from what nature is. Just being is actually the purest form of nature, which, don't forget, we are all a part of. When nature can just be, it can grow and change as it should with the proper timing. Even though natural disasters do happen, after enough time goes by, things take on a lively new form, and it always ends up beautiful again. What an appropriate metaphor for life. This is also why I feel such a strong connection to the outdoors. It's a primal feeling of just enjoying existence the way I think life was really intended to be. A forest is a perfect example of this. It slowly grows and becomes itself. And through storms and sunny days, maybe one day a fire breaks out and burns most of it to the ground. But it slowly recovers from the ashes. The ashes become fertilizer for a beautiful new version of the forest to blossom to life. And there it is again, in a brand new, more beautiful form than before. Now finally comes the doing factor of just being. Now let's talk philosophy for just a quick sec. According to legend, Socrates said, "To be is to do." Now, I think that means when you find your calling, taking action on that calling is the most important thing that we can do. We need to apply ourselves to what we want in life, and that will fulfill our being. Just being does not simply mean existing, although that's a small part of it, but it means existing as who you were created to be. Then Plato flipped it around and apparently said, "To do is to be." So it's backwards. which I think means that the things that you choose to act upon make up who you actually are. If you valued it enough to spend your precious time on learning it, practicing it, and eventually, hopefully, perfecting it, and then filling your life with it, it's now a part of you, and it helps you to just be your most authentic and most fulfilled self. To sum it all up, the concept of just being can be found in a few different ways. Gratitude during meditation or alone time, stillness or simplicity, by being in nature, by seeing what we can learn from nature, by feeling energized by doing something that you love, by not judging others, and by taking action on becoming who you were meant to be. That's a very important part of it. It's about feeling revitalized and experiencing peace, energy, and gratitude through all of those different things. The whole concept of just being is something that I'm genuinely passionate about. Here's a little Easter egg for you. The channel is called Better Echoes, which is actually an acronym for the word be. I just think the concept of just being is something that we've gotten away from in our busy lives, and it would really help humanity to rediscover it and honor it for what it's worth, which is everything. I feel like we were built to experience life in this way. We are called human beings after all. This concept is so massively important and so inherently true that we named the entire state of our aliveness after it. Human being. Think of how the world would look if we lived this idea in our daily lives. Listen to this video again if you want, and really picture the beauty of the phenomenon that could follow a paradigm shift of this magnitude and this significance. That is my dream. Thanks so much for hanging out. There's a merch link below if you want to support the channel. Subscribe to join the Better Echoes movement, personal growth ideas to help uplift the world. Remember to do something that makes the world a better place this week. People need you. Be loving, strong, creative, and free. Be wise, be thankful, and be at peace. Smile and breathe. And just be. See you next time.